Hello, me back again, and back in a bit quicker than usual this time. I just noticed that our great friend RussianVids, yeah, has done another bullshit video on how he claims that the Falcon 9 is fake. And it's always the, and his hatred for SpaceX and fakery and how it's so bloody obvious. And his entire video equates to this: I don't understand how this rocket works, so therefore fake. And that's pretty much it. Here's a tip, RussianVids. Actually go and find out how that thing works. When you do, it actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, geez, it's as simple as watching this video. From this moment of the video, where these fins deploy, to roughly around about here, and when it lands, and even after it lands, they explain how it works. Hell, even when you watch the video, when it doesn't have air, these things are useless in space, but they deploy them ready. It uses RCS, clear by the puffs of dust or however, puffs of whatever comes out of them. Let's see if we can. I'll lower the volume here a second. Let's just see if we can see those puffs. Right, those are the deploys. There's the bit of RCS there.
You actually just saw the grid fins on the first stage.
See a bit more RCS.
Those to dynamically steer the vehicles.
And here is him explaining how the grid fins work.
Back down using air resistance as it passes through supersonic airstreams to get it back towards the landing zone 1 and kicking out.
Yeah.
See, the RCS at the moment is still being in use because there's not enough air for these to work yet.
Really exciting stuff going on right now. We are watching the first stage booster come back down to Earth. It will be going through a series of burns, like Brian said, but primary mission is still going well.
Bit more RCS.
On top of second stage, making its way to the International Space Station.
A quick note about those grid fins. People always ask us, how do they exert such a large force on such a large
Bit more.
body?
So here's him explaining.
It's the same principle. If you stick your hand outside of a car when you're going 10 miles per hour on neighborhood streets, it doesn't affect you very much. But if you stick your hand outside when you're going 80 miles per hour on the freeway, you can exert very, very large force upon a large surface simply from the air particles. The grid fins are doing the exact same thing. They're little airplane wings that are steering us back to landing zone 1.
Now, given the
And there we go. And it has probably many other things like the RCS to get it into its straight trajectory down. These things kind of adjust it to keep it straight. It probably has more things like gyros and other kind of things in there. Look this shit up, RussianVids, for goodness sake. You're embarrassing yourself now.
cloud conditions at the pad, it doesn't look like we're going to have great video of the first stage coming down from the pad, but we do have a crystal clear video link with the first stage, and just like last landing, I think we're going to have great video.
Okay, so the next bit of his video, he claims that one of the reporters here, or one of the staff of SpaceX, I'm not quite sure, essentially he touches his ear but doesn't have a earpiece in. Okay, but I'm going to give you an example here of one of the people, one of the staff. Now, this picture here, this little pause here, right? This guy is clearly wearing one. Okay?
So we had a great liftoff from
Here's
there.
the cable for it.
We had a successful
You can
landing
see the
of
cable.
Falcon back at landing zone 1 on ground, and then we had a wonderful visual.
So I'm just going to wait for him to turn his head.
The separation of Dragon from second stage.
So we're actually going to take it back up to John and get an update on how the Dragon is doing.
Oh, hang on, I think I've gone a bit too far.
Just start second engine cutoff. To put it exactly.
And there we go, look. You can barely see anything at all. If not nothing, to be perfectly honest.
So just in case if you've tuned in just recently, we had a great liftoff from launch pad 39A, which of course most of you might recognize as the Apollo. In case if you've
So let's just go back to the when he turns his head.
Into a specific location. So we burn, just start second engine cutoff. To put it exactly where
So again, here's the cable
want to land.
that's coming from his ear.
Yeah. So just in case if you've tuned in just recently, We had a great liftoff from launch pad 39A, which of course most of you might recognize as the Apollo 11 and Space Shuttle launch pad. So we had a great liftoff from there. We had a successful landing of Falcon.
So when you look in this part of the ear, you can clearly tell that this part of the ear is pushed out slightly. So the underneath of his ear. So as the bit of the ear that comes over your ear canal. You can clearly tell that it's coming out a little bit, like it's being pushed outwards by, oh, I don't know, an earpiece. Okay? But as you can clearly tell from this is quite a flexible piece of wire. Just because you can't see it here, doesn't mean he's not wearing it. This is just a simple observation, and you can just by looking in here, you can tell there's a bit of discoloration. Like he's got something in his ear. They don't all have to be black or fucking white or easy to see. The wire's probably going down here, and underneath his back, you know, the hair going down the back of his neck, and then going down the other side. You know, it's just that simple. And, you know, even if he wasn't wearing one or anything like that, you really can't tell. You really can't. Zooming into this guy's ear is going to result into nothing than a grainy picture. Okay, so let's recap Russian vids, alright? Number 1, please learn how the Falcon 9 rocket works before you claim bullshit. Because that shit is getting old and quite embarrassing. Okay? 2, I mean, you know, it sounds like a fairy tale, but just because you can't see something doesn't mean it isn't there. Especially when you zoom into the guy's ear, it produces a grainy, pixelated image. You know, hell, this man could be wearing a different type of earpiece. But, you know, whatever floats your boat, Russian vids, you can keep making shit up as much as you want. It's not going to fly with me. I mean, geez, if I could figure this shit out, anybody can. Okay, that's it for that video. And that's enough for me. And good night.